Hello everyone. In today's video lecture, we will be covering how to plot histogram, frequency polygon and box plot. Let's start with histogram first. Histogram is used to summarize discrete or continuous data like frequency tables. This histogram represents the response time of medicine on people. So from this graph, at a glance, we can find out in how many hours maximum people responded to the medicine. So from this graph, we derive that at 3 hours, most of the people responded because the peak of the frequency table is high at the third hour. Histograms are bar chart where y-axis contains the frequency of a variable. Let's say if you have a BMI of different students in a school and you want to know how many students are underweight, normal, overweight or obese. In this case, we have a chart which could be helpful. Here, different bar represents different BMI range and y-axis contains the number of students who are within that range. For example, you have 2 students who are overweight. Let's see the plotting of histogram practically. We need to import matplotlib library. We take a list of BMI to plot histogram. We can call pl.hist with BMI as the argument and then execute. By default, it plots 10 bins. So in histogram, there is a concept called bin or bucket, which is nothing but the range of values. In our case, we want to plot 4 range of value, but the default histogram has plotted 10 ranges. So for that, what we need to do is comma bins. We need to mention bins equals to 5. Let's plot for 5. So you can see histogram is plotted with 5 bins. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. These are the default bin values. Okay, and this is the value of the x-axis. Now these are default values. Now if we want that our bin should be according to our values, like whatever values we had given, so for that the value has to be 17 comma 18.5 comma 25 comma 30 comma 35, and we will run. Now these are overlapping, so to remove this overlapping we will just give one more argument called rwidth equal to 0.95, that is 95% of the width. So we will run and we will see that we have got a bit of difference in the bar. So this looks great. Now if we want to change the color of the bars, I can do it with color argument equals to, let it be green. So we'll just run and the bars are in green color. Now if I want to plot 2 histograms side by side, I need to have 2 data sets and then I need to write hist. For writing the argument more than one, we need to give it in a list. So BMI girls comma BMI boys. So that has to be within a list, and then we can plot this. So you can see we are having 2 colors, one blue for girls and orange for boys. Now if you want to give a title to this, so you can always give with the function pl.title BMI comparison. You can also give x and y to it, so pl.x label, within bracket are the BMI, and pl.y label the number of students. And now if you want to give that this blue bar is for girls and this orange is for boys, for that you need to mention the legend, that is pl.legend, and in the same way In the list or arrays, you need to give girls, comma, boys. Okay, and then we will run this. So you will see girls and boys are written here, BMI on the x-axis, number of student on the y-axis, and BMI comparison on the title. Histogram is a summarization tool for discrete or continuous data. It provides visual interpretation of numerical data by showing the number of data points that fall within a specified range of value called bins. And hist is the function that lets you create the histogram. Now let's see the syntax of hist function and the different parameters, what it does. That is the array or the list. The bins, if we define nothing, it takes 10, and we have a facility that we can define a bin. This cumulative value is by default false. The true value will give bin count plus all bins count of smaller value. Cumulative means the frequencies will be added as we move on to the different bins. Hist type tells you the type of histogram you want. You bar type histogram, bar stacked, step filled, and default is bar. And orientation tells you about the horizontal or vertical orientation of the bars. Now let's use all the arguments whatever we studied in the previous slides. So let's use cumulative equals to true. If you do this, what will be the graph? So the later graphs will be higher. Why? Because they are adding the previous values, frequencies also. That means previously when we mapped it like this, our map was something like this, in which we had 2 and then 3. Okay, so now if you compare, we have 2 and then 5. After 5 we have 7. So if you see here 2, 3 and 2, so it was 7. So accumulation is done, right? Next is your hist type equals to step, and then run. We will have this kind of histogram. We can also write align mid equals to mid. So let's see what's the difference. Orientation can be made vertical. Okay, and run. So we have the vertical orientation. If I make it horizontal, so by default we have vertical. So if I make horizontal, you have this kind. Now this step can be replaced by step filled also. Let's run and see. We have this. Okay, step filled. We have bar. So let me mention it bar and then run. So you have this kind. Now the color can also be changed to red. You can have this kind of graph. So if we have a graph like this and we want to change a argument to hist type bar stacked, so see what difference does it make. When we run this, you can see the bars are stacked one onto another. So this is also one type of histogram. Creating frequency polygon. Frequency polygon is a type of frequency distribution graph. The number of observations is marked with a single point at the midpoint of the interval. Python provides no separate function for creating frequency polygon. Steps to create frequency polygon. First, we will plot the histogram from the given data. Then we will mark the single point at the midpoint of each interval. So if this is one bar, we will point the midpoint here, on the second bar here, on the third bar here. For the midpoints of every bar will be marked. Draw the straight line to connect the adjacent points. Connect the first data point to the midpoint of the previous interval on x-axis. Connect the last point to the midpoint of the following interval on x-axis. This makes your frequency polygon. Box plot is a method for graphically depicting group of numerical data through their quartiles. It has become the standard technique for presenting the 5-number summary, which consists of minimum range value, maximum range value, the upper quartile, the lower quartile, and median. So let's see how does it work. So before that, we will just see the syntax of boxplot function. Boxplot function can be used by various methods. So we can also have this on data frames. So when we talk about data frames, we just have to write the name of the data frames dot boxplot and these arguments. Let's see these arguments. X is the array which is to be plotted in a box plot. Notch will tell you the type of box plot. Vert makes the box vertical. Mean line is the line spanning the full width of the box. And showbox argument will show the central box, and show mean will show the arithmetic mean. So all these variables, we'll be trying it practically and then see what it does. So for using boxplot, we first need to have a data frame. So I have just taken a data frame which has the name of the student as the row and the subjects as the column. So for using this in the box plot, we just need to mention the name of the data frame, df2 dot box plot. Within bracket, we just have to name the data. So that I want to know the mean and all the 5 range value for all the subjects. So I will be mentioning column equal to in the list all the columns. So let me we'll write all the name of the column and then we will plot. Now you can just see this is for English, this box plot, this one is for maths, this one is for Hindi, this is for science, and this is for social science. Let's see what this box plot depicts. The lowest line is the minimum marks obtained in English. So you can see 20 is the minimum marks and here the lowest line is at 20. The above black line is the maximum mark. So you can see 40 is the maximum. So this mark is at 40. This line tells you the first quartile, that is 25%. The green line tells you the second quartile, that is the median, or you can say 50%. And this blue line tells you the third quartile, that is 75%. If we write show means, you can also see the mean, and this green triangle is the mean. Now there are different variations on it. So if I write notch equals to true and run this code, you can see what kind of diagram we have got. Means notches, the upper bound is notched to the lower and the lower to a bit upper. So this is a notched type of shape. Now if you want vert, that is vertical you want or not, so vert equals to false. So it will give you a horizontal box plot. Now the next one is show box false. That means the box will not be shown. So show box equals to false. Now boxes are not shown.
Thanks for watching the video.